Welcome back to The Explainer. Okay, I want you to start by picturing a beautifully bright, cinematic view of our star, just blazing away in deep space. Now, imagine a shockwave, a sudden, totally inexplicable cosmic event. And without any warning whatsoever, our sun just vanishes, wiped from existence, literally gone. What happens to us? To our planet? Well, today we're walking through a fascinating explainer of exactly what the source data tells us would go down if we lost our star. So, what if tomorrow morning the sun simply disappeared? I mean, your first instinct might be that the sky would just instantly turn black, right? Like we'd be plunged into this sudden, terrifying darkness the exact millisecond the star went out. But surprisingly, no. Actually, scratch that. It wouldn't happen like that at all. If you were standing outside on a sunny afternoon looking up at a bright blue sky, you wouldn't notice a thing right away. The answer lies in a tiny, frankly terrifying window of time. 8 minutes and 20 seconds. You see, sunlight doesn't just arrive at our planet instantly. It takes a little over 8 minutes for those golden beams to travel the millions of kilometers across space to actually reach Earth. To put that into perspective, it means while a catastrophic event has literally just deleted the center of our solar system, life down here would continue completely normally. Kids would still be playing in parks, traffic would be moving smoothly, people would be out enjoying picnics, completely unaware that their daylight is just, well, a leftover ghost traveling through the void. But that countdown inevitably hits 0. Minute 9 arrives. The sunlight we've been borrowing just completely runs out, and instantly the sky turns absolutely pitch black. The shockwave of reality hits. Midday becomes night in a fraction of a second. But here's the really crazy part. It's not just the sun we lose. The moon instantly fades into darkness too. Why? Because the moon only shines by reflecting sunlight. Suddenly, every planet in our solar system, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, they all just vanish from view. The universe would suddenly feel endlessly huge, completely silent, and incredibly frightening, as Earth is just left floating in absolute blackness. Section 1. The Global Deep Freeze, Losing Earth's Giant Heater. You know, the real danger looming over humanity in this scenario actually isn't the dark. It's the sudden total loss of thermal energy. We're losing our giant heater. Hour by hour, the temperature just starts plunging. In hour 1, the planet is living purely on borrowed time, relying entirely on the heat it's already stored up. But without sunlight, there's no new heat coming in. By hour 12, temperatures globally just plummet. You'd start seeing your breath in the air and snowflakes forming where there should be warm summer rain. By week 1, the data shows widespread global frost, literally creeping across all continents. And by month 1, the truly unthinkable begins. The surfaces of our oceans start freezing into massive crystal-clear sheets of ice. And while the physical Earth freezes over, the biological impact is even more devastating. It's a total chain reaction. Step 1 happens the exact moment the sky goes black. Photosynthesis stops. The energy flow in every single green leaf just shuts down. Without sunlight, step 2 follows super rapidly. Plants can no longer produce food, so they begin to die, turning lush green forests into frozen gray wastelands. And once the base of the food chain collapses, step 3 triggers automatically. Herbivores starve, which inevitably leads to step 4, predators perish. We're talking millions of species facing extinction in a matter of weeks as the entire biological food chain collapses like a giant house of cards. Meanwhile, humanity is fighting a disparate, chaotic battle to survive an absolutely unprecedented energy crisis. I mean, obviously, solar farms instantly stand silent and useless, right? So right when our demand for electricity to generate life-saving heat absolutely skyrockets, our energy grid takes a massive hit. Cities power up backup generators, and traditional power plants, coal, gas, nuclear, they are pushed to their absolute maximum limits. Control rooms everywhere would literally be flashing red as grids struggle to keep humanity from freezing to death in this sudden eternal night. Section 2. Becoming a rogue planet, lost in interstellar space. So just when you think it couldn't possibly get worse, we have to look at the physics of the whole situation. The sun provided something just as crucial as heat and light, and that is gravity. Without it, Earth instantly becomes a rogue planet. That's a planetary mass object that no longer orbits a star, just drifting freely through interstellar space. Without the sun's massive gravitational anchor holding us in place, we literally break free from our orbital path. Our home planet just begins wandering into the deep, dark galaxy entirely alone. Oh, and what happens to our moon? It actually follows us right into the dark. Trapped in Earth's gravity, the moon just trails behind as we drift side by side into the infinite void. As we drift further and further into interstellar space,
the cold becomes unimaginable, leading to a seriously terrifying endpoint. The atmosphere itself freezes. Eventually, temperatures drop so incredibly low that the very gases that make up our clouds and our air begin to slowly condense into frost-like crystals. They simply fall to the ground like snow. Without our atmosphere, breathing outside becomes completely impossible. The surface of our planet becomes an utterly alien, totally hostile environment.
So, does absolutely everything die? Well, not necessarily. On the surface, sure. Temperatures drop past -100 degrees Celsius, rendering it totally uninhabitable. But kilometers beneath that frozen crust, down in the deep oceans, liquid water actually still exists. Why? Because it's warmed by Earth's internal geothermal vents. It's wild to think about, but strange, glowing sea creatures would actually just continue swimming around these warm volcanic chimneys on the ocean floor, completely and totally unaware that the rest of the world above them had just frozen over. Which brings us to humanity's final survival plan. How do we survive the eternal night? Well, our only chance is to basically mimic those deep ocean ecosystems. First, we'd have to relocate to deep underground cities, sheltering from the freezing surface. Second, we must harness geothermal generators, tapping directly into the Earth's inner core for heat and power. Third, we'd have to grow our food in massive underground farms using artificial LED sunlight. And finally, we'd have to meticulously protect whatever heat we have left. I know, it sounds straight out of a science fiction movie, but this underground, geothermal-powered civilization might actually be our only path forward for centuries as we drift through the dark. But this poses an ultimate, really fascinating question. Could Earth ever be saved? Could our wandering rogue planet eventually be captured by the gravity of another star? As we drift through the Milky Way for millions of years, the source material notes that while the chances are incredibly small, given the vast empty distances of interstellar space, it's not entirely impossible over cosmic timescales. Far, far in the distant future, Earth could slowly drift close enough to a new star system, get captured into a new orbit, and finally have our frozen planet bathed in warm light once again. Section 3. Back to reality, the lifespan of our star. Okay, everybody take a deep breath. Let's step away from the apocalyptic deep freeze for a second and look at the actual, very reassuring science of our solar system today. 5 billion years. The source data reassures us that this nightmare scenario of the sun suddenly vanishing is, thankfully, extraordinarily unlikely. Our sun is a very healthy, very stable star, and scientists expect it to continue burning brightly, holding us in our perfect orbit, and warming our oceans for about another 5 billion years. We are absolutely safe. We're going to wrap up today's explainer with this really powerful quote straight from the source material. Without the sun, there is no warmth, no food, and no life. It really forces you to reframe how you see tomorrow morning, doesn't it? The next time you feel the warmth of sunlight on your face, ask yourself, if the clock suddenly started counting down from 8 minutes and 20 seconds, right now, how would you spend your last moments of the light? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep asking questions, and I'll catch you on the next deep dive.